Mm-hmm. This soup is delicious. Mm. I don't know if you can see right now in the sunlight, but it is now the official split pea soup. It's got a creamy green broth. It's all creamy now that it's cooled. It's delicious. Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to make a delicious and simple soup. This is one that's going to save you money. You can make a meal stretch. It's cheap, it's frugal, it's delicious. There's tons of flavor in it, and it's going to fill all the bellies in your family. And there's a variety of ways to make this soup, and the way I'm going to make it is just the way I'm going to make it with the ingredients that I have. We're also going to be putting in some thyme in here. Let's see, we're going to be adding some salt. We're going to be sauteing everything up in some olive oil. And then I've got to find, let me see, the thyme. And there was one other seasoning I think I was going to add in there, but at the moment it has slipped my mind. So we will see what that ends up being throughout this process. I'm also going to grab some garlic. We're going to throw a bunch of garlic in here because it's that time of year. Keep everybody healthy. We've got our homemade chicken broth right here. This is I don't know if it's a chicken broth, bone broth, what kind of broth. So what I do is I cook my chicken meat, pull all the chicken off of it, and then I throw the carcass in some water with some vegetable scraps. And then I cook that and mash it up and crush up the carcass over the next 24 to 48 hours. And sometimes I pressure cook it, and that makes it go a lot quicker, but I want the bones to be soft and brittle. Then what I do is I strain everything out and can it up. So I made this up a few weeks ago. Let's see, on Christmas Day, I actually canned that. And then right here, what we have is some meat that I purchased in one of my last grocery hauls on my channel. I got some kind of pork, and there was 3 large chunks of pork like this, already cooked up, pre-cooked, ready to go. I opened up the package yesterday, and we ate 1.5 of these for dinner last night as part of our dinner. So today we are going to use probably at least the half, if not both of them, in our split. I think both of them might be too much, but we're just going to get into this and see how far we get with the ham and all of that. This might be too much, but we're going to make the ham stretch. If whatever we don't use, we're just going to bag right back up in this bag and pop in the freezer for our next split pea soup in a few weeks if we make it again. But today we're going to make this. We've got a kiddo that has a very sore face, and this is just going to help him get a hearty meal in easily. For this recipe, I started telling you and then I didn't tell you everything. So we've got the chicken bone broth, 1 pound bag of green split peas, and it says that this will have 13 servings in it, but I don't know if that's as a side or as a main or what. So I'm sure that this will be enough to feed my 5 kids and myself. Aaron will not eat this. And then we've got 1 onion, 2 potatoes, probably do more potatoes than that. We'll see how it all looks. A bunch of carrots and celery. We're gonna make a mirepoix and then add everything else to it with the chicken broth. And I'm definitely gonna add more liquid than just the chicken broth. So that's just all the chicken broth I have that's fresh that I homemade. I think I might have a carton of it somewhere. I'll just have to dig around in the pantry. But I do have a bunch of carcasses to use up. And then my next big meal that we're gonna make is chicken and dumplings. I have a chicken defrosting in the refrigerator. We're gonna make the chicken and dumplings, and then we're gonna make chicken bone broth. I think I have 2 to 3 carcasses to make a large batch to can up more broth. So that's how we do that. I'm getting back into the groove. Post spine surgery. I had spine surgery in August. I just finished up my PT. I'm back to doing all the things again, and it feels good to be canning and doing all the made from scratch goodness with you all here on this channel. Okay, first thing we're going to start up with is dicing up our onion really small. There is a way to do this so that you're not burning your eyes out, and that is to leave the rooted end. Is it the rooted end or the top end? Comment down below if you know the trick. I don't exactly recall, but you know what? I cut off both ends because I can't be bothered. The peels drive me nuts, and so I just need like an easy access, an easy way to peel off the peel. So I chop them both off and then I suffer. And my eyes burn a little bit, but that's all right. You know, and your onion scraps can go, any of the white parts of your onion scraps can go in your broth stash. There we go. Sometimes they're a little bit tricky. We're also going to get our pot going here, get it warmed up nice and slow. We are using a heavy bottomed cast iron coquette. This is a coquette. It is deeper, and the lid has some little drippy things on it so that all of your moisture drips back down into your food no matter what you're cooking, so that's nifty. And I do use that to bake sourdough in as well. But if you guys are looking for a Dutch oven or something similar, I will leave a link down below. You can pick one up at Nutrimil. I'm not sure if I have a link for the La Coquette from Staub any longer, but I do have the Nutrimil Dutch oven link down below in this video's description. And that's a good one too, because you can use it to make bread, you can use it to make soups and roasts and pot roasts and things of that nature. So we're just going to dice up these onions really small, fairly small. We'll just go ahead and include all the dinners in today's video. Not all the dinners, but whatever we made this week, we'll go ahead and include all that. We're going to put these onions in here. It's probably still not quite hot. It takes a little while for cast iron to heat up. Here we've got 4 celery stalks, leaves removed, and we're just going to cut these up small. And I just cut them lengthwise to kind of break them down a little bit more. It's a lot easier for kids to eat vegetables if they're really small in their soups and stews and things like that, especially in the soups. Sometimes it's like a split pea soup, if the vegetables are nice and small, then they just kind of blend in with the soup. They're not as noticeable as larger chunks. So I try to do my celery, I try to dice it fairly small. I also have some freeze-dried celery, so once I run out of this celery, I'm going to tap into that. I am going to try to really minimize all of my grocery purchases at the store. We do not have a cow or any way to get milk or dairy or fresh fruits or vegetables. But I do have a lot of preserved vegetables and some freeze-dried and preserved fruits. A lot of those things I do intend to keep in my long-term food storage, but some things do need to be cycled through from time to time and used up. So I've got things like chard, got a bunch of chard that I freeze-dried, and celery and onions, and a bunch of freeze-dried fruits like mango and pineapple, mixed berries, elderberries, things like that. While I'm not doing a full-blown pantry challenge this month, I do want to participate in the 3 Rivers No Grocery Store, but I don't have quite the supply that she does because we had a move almost a year ago. We had a move and I significantly downsized and purged our food supply back then. So I did that because I wasn't quite sure where we were going to move when I started eating through our food stores. And we have a lot of dry food stores. We have a freezer full, of course, but our dry food stores are pretty good, pretty well stocked. But they did dwindle down quite a bit before the move, and that's all right. We're just going to slowly work to rebuild it. So I don't have a whole lot of things, but I am going to try to minimize my grocery store hauls because I do want to use through some grains, some legumes, some beans, peas, things like that. So that's why today we're making the split pea soup, because we've had these split peas. We've got a bucket of, not a bucket, but a bucket of it's a smaller 3-gallon bucket of different kinds of peas and lentils and things like that. So I figure we'll try to split things up a little bit, and we'll do some peas and then beans. I'll be making some chilies and things like that for them. So we're just dicing these carrots up really tiny. All right, we've got our mirepoix here, just cooking away. I do want some carrots that have some bite in there. These are still pretty small. They're not diced super small, but those are still relatively small carrots. All right, we're gonna let all this kind of simmer together and soften up while we get this ham going and these potatoes going. I also need to saute some garlic in here, so let's get that going. I bought a huge stock of garlic a few months back, and we're just working through that. Do you guys like garlic in your food? I think we might need more potatoes than this because I dropped some on the floor just now. Oh, I have one more. If you're cutting board slides, don't be lazy like me and just go ahead and put a towel under it so you don't slice your finger off on accident. I think that looks like enough ham. The next step is to sort through your peas. Make sure that there's no yucky bits in there. We're going to go in with the chicken broth. You see how much liquid we're supposed to add to these to make sure that they cook all the way through. 6 to 8 cups, so we'll do 8 cups total. And we'll turn this up to high to get it going. And then we're going to add about a teaspoon of thyme. A little bit of salt. A little bit of olive oil just to give it some fat. And we're going to let this cook up. We're going to put the lid on this and let this work for the next 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll come back and check on it. We're just going to let it simmer. All right, this is the soup now. It's been about 40 minutes, and it'll get thicker as it sits or as it cooks, or if it sits overnight and you have leftovers. The split peas are all cooked through. We kind of like our split pea soup a little bit less peas and more splits. Yeah, there we go. So there we go. We're gonna serve this up and have a delicious lunch.